Make sure it's worth sacrifice. Make sure your life is worth sacrifice. A very good night to everyone on this platform. This is Grandma Young Lady, your favorite lady, and so you are my favorite people. Happy Easter. Make sure it's worth sacrifice. Make sure it's worth sacrifice. If I am to turn the clock from backwards, there is no way things that I have done in the past, I would have done it. Things that I have sacrificed in the past, I would have done it. I would have done it differently now. So make sure it's worth sacrificed. Make sure it's worth sacrifice. I used to tell my earthly son, if I am to give an opportunity to turn the clock from backwards, there is no way I would have you the age I gave birth to you. I would have done it differently. I sacrificed my future to give you life. But in the long run, it may not and you cannot give me life. But I sacrifice my life future to give you life. But there is no way you may be and you cannot give me life. Make sure it's worth sacrifice. I don't regret having my son. That is far from it. But I regret sacrificing my life future for my son. I didn't have to, and I shouldn't have done it. But what is done is done. But if you are under my voice, make sure it's worth sacrifice. How did the whole thing happen? I have my own old saying that I don't learn from teachers. I listen to wisdom. I don't learn from teachers. I listen to wisdom. So in other hand, I am telling you that I learn from wisdom. I'm impacted by wisdom. But I don't learn from teachers. I was a teenager then. I could have done it differently. I could have studied further. I could have learned differently. I could have achieved something better. I could have made good use to my youthful age. But no, I decided to give life that I don't have. I decided to sacrifice my life to give life. Make sure it's worth sacrifice. I love my son to bits. He's good as gold. But I have told him, if I was given another chance to turn the clock backwards, son, I would have done it differently. The fact that you came from me, I would have still have you whenever. But it wouldn't be that time. But I cannot turn the clock backwards. So make sure it's worth sacrifice. I have given a life that I cannot take back. I have seen many parents, many friends, many fathers, many neighbors, many families losing their lives because they made sacrifice, because they gave life, because they created life. Yes, indeed, God give us life, but everyone have every right and a difficult position in the midst of their life to end people's life. You know what I'm talking about. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. A lot of prophecies was on me whilst I was growing as a teenager. A lot of prophecies was revealed about my life. I could have done it differently. I was young then, but I was impregnated by a teacher. Not by force, no, it wasn't a rape. It was understanding relationship. But yes, a teacher then should have taught me how to live my life. But a teacher made me sacrifice my life to give life. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. If you are not careful, you will spend the rest of your life pleasing people, continuing their lives, but you may not be able to protect your life. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. I've come in contact with a lady, an elderly lady, not just a lady, an 81-year-old lady, still buying socks, panties, and vests for her only one son at the age of 50. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. How can 81-year-old still looking after a son that is 50 years old? Do you think it's worth sacrifice? I don't think so. If this woman was at any point not been able to have a child, she would have been stressed and false and mourn and complain the rest of her life. But by giving birth to a son, thinking one day this son will come to her and give her life, give her peace, give her love, give her a cuddles, give her a gratitude feelings. No, it never happened. I am a witness of this family, so I know what I'm talking about. It never happened. This man finished university, all right. He turned to alcoholic. He turned to a drug addict. He turned to everything you can name it. This woman has to pay doctors to give him medication that can sustain him, whilst this woman is grieving and dying and bleeding in the heart because she still wants one child, her son, to live for her. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. If I am to be given opportunity again, I would have done it differently. I have sacrificed enough in life. One time I have to leave my house, leaving my children in my big son's care, so that I can give a gift to a friend. And within that an hour journey to meet such friend that I love dearly, that I want her to be happy because it was her special occasion. I couldn't have carried all my children alone, so I have to risk the chances of my children. Yes, you may call me as a stupid mother, but this is what love can lead you to. These are some of the things your heart can let you sacrifice for. My children were not in danger at the time, but anything could have happened to them with my absence. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. This particular person is now no more even saying hello to me. This particular person, I have raised this chance twice to put smile on her face. But now I am her number one enemy, I may say. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. If anything could have happened to my children at the time, how would I have saved my children? How would I have answered these questions that will come upon me? Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. Many people have sacrificed in life for family, for friends, for children. They couldn't protect their own life, but they risked their life to give other people's life. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. What are you planning to sacrifice at this particular moment you are watching me? Is it wealth sacrifice? Is it wealth risking it? Will that add up to your life? Will that return some gratitude to you? Will that appreciate you in a certain manner that can give you inner comfort and peace? If not, make sure it's wealth sacrifice. Yes, I have sacrificed many lives, but I am still struggling. Do I have life? Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. In everything you are doing in this season, there was a life that was sacrificed for us. That life was wealth sacrifice. But in mankind, our sacrifices are full of regrets. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. Everything you are doing, think through. Everything you are doing, think carefully. I said to you earlier on, I don't learn from teachers, because a teacher may read a book and teach you, but I listen to wisdom. A wisdom will practically give you the life examples, the life principles, the experience of life, and the revelations of life. But a teacher will open a book and read to you. That book may not be the help you need. You need experience. You need revelations of lives. You need some people who has passed through life to impact you. I am always impacted by wisdom. I am not always learning from teachers, because my life was being sacrificed by a teacher because of his desire from me. So a teacher may teach you otherwise based on their desires from you. I have followed many teachers that in the long run I realized it wasn't meant for me to learn, but it was meant for me to fulfill their desires. So what are you learning at the moment in your life? Have you gone through inside it to find out? Are you being impacted? Are you being given wisdom? Are you being given life principles? Are you being given the right teachings that you need? Or are you being taught to be fulfilled their desires? Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. My life was being sacrificed to give life. To bring a child to this world as a sacrifice. All because I have to fulfill the desire of a trained teacher, whereby at the time he could have taught me, because I will say I was still not out from school then, so he could have been my teacher. But I was rather fulfilling his desires. Make sure it's wealth sacrificed. Yes, I sacrificed in order to have my son, to give him life, to bring him to this world. He's not the only child I've had, no, but he is my first. That is why I am basing on him. He is my first. And I repeat, I do not regret having my son. I am so proud of the man he is growing to become. But I am not proud for the life I have lived after him. I could have done it better. I could have bettered my life in so many ways because I was young, full of energy and life. But no, I gave him life to sacrifice my future. And I'm not expecting to give me life because he cannot. But if he doesn't plan his life well, if he doesn't do the right things in life, accordingly based on timing, he will one day also end up saying, he doesn't regret having his children. He doesn't regret taking some sort of jobs. He doesn't regret being somewhere that he's not supposed to be. But he regrets not taking his life seriously. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. What are you being in sacrificing at the moment? Is it wealth sacrifice? Or you must think through? Or you must have a second thought? Or you must change the lane? Or you must change the attitude? Or you must change the behavior? Or you must change the environment? Or you must change the signature? Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. The only sacrifice that in my life I have experienced that is wealth sacrifice is the life of the Christ. But in human, our sacrifices are full of regrets, are full of mistakes, are full of misleading, are full of misguiding. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. If you are a youth under my voice, every step you take, you may not have that time back, which you cannot. So make sure it's wealth sacrifice. If you have to delay yourself to think through and think wisely and take the right move and the right steps, you are better off taking wrong moves at the wrong timings and trying to rewind the clocks, which you can never do it. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. I am going to end my message and I'll tell you again. Make sure it's wealth sacrifice. I've done this video in English because I want the youth to listen and to hear and to take in into consideration about their lives before they sacrifice it. My life was end up being sacrificed by a teacher who could have taught me. But no, it didn't happen that way. It did happen in other way round, that I have to fulfilled his life, his satisfaction desires. What are my excuses? I wasn't matured enough. I couldn't think properly. I didn't have the teaching that I am giving you right now. So make sure your life is worth sacrifice. One woman also I know, she gave birth to a daughter, which I cannot mention her name. She spent the rest of her life nursing and giving and guiding and protecting the life of her daughter. At the age of 34, I was living in the same block with them. This woman will go out from the snow. This woman will go out from the rain. This woman will go out from every season, every weather, just to fetch food for this big daughter, 34 years. Now the daughter is 40 years. The woman is dead recently. Was it worth sacrifice? To my understanding, at the age of 34, you should be able to move out from your mother's or your father's properties. Go and fetch and fight and hustle for your own. Why must your parents continually give you life and be providing for you? Because they gave you life, so they must continue your living. I think this sacrifice was not worth sacrifice. It wasn't a wisdom sacrifice. It was a teaching and learning sacrifice. At the age of my son now, by then I have already given him birth. His age now, at the time, I am already a mother. The amount of pocket money he can keep in his own at his age. I never had that kind of money to look after him and myself at the time. Was it worth sacrifice? And because he is taking the right steps in life, we must provide for him continually until it is the right time for him to put things into consideration and into also his own power. Is life fair? I mean, is it fair? The money I couldn't have to feed him, to clothe him, and to clothe myself and to feed myself is now worth more than his pocket money. Make sure it's worth sacrifice so that you won't end up continually protecting and also having the control and also the power and also your strength for the living of your own children continually. At the age of 34, at the age of 50, why must parents still continually buying socks, vests, shoes, every other thing, including feeding them? Was it worth sacrifice? May this season bring you wisdom, not teaching. I am not teaching. I am imparting wisdom. I cannot teach. I am not a teacher. I am only imparting wisdom. But if you find it as teaching and you can learn something from it and it can impact you, your life anyhow, somehow, do it. Because I want you to make sure it's worth sacrifice. I'll end here by wishing you happy Easter. May the season turn things around you. People around you, people who are misleading you, people whom you are risking lives for. If it's not worth sacrifice, don't do it. Because in the end, it will be full of regrets. It's not only on parents' side. It can be in your marriage. It can be in your friendship. It can be in your community. It can be in your organization. It can be in your childbirth. It can be anything anywhere, any situation, any circumstances you find yourself in. If it's not wealth sacrifice, don't do it, because you will regret. It's Easter. We will still sing our song. Grandma young lady, grandma young lady, make sure it's wealth sacrifice.